The first aspect that we need to conquer in our lives is our tongue. Our tongue, yes. I know people are asking, my tongue? Yes, what you say has a lot of bearing. In other words, what you say, does it bless? Does it annoy? Does it discourage? Do you know some of the words you use make or break your friendships, make or break your relationships, and the like? And so you might ask, now how do I know whether what I say is good, is acceptable or not? To start with, to be able to tell whether your tongue has something positive or negative, you need to study the people you talk to, the friends or whoever you hang out with, or anybody that you talk to or you talk with. Sometimes they may not be able to tell you that they mind what you said, but you can study either the body language. Imagine there's a discussion or something, people are talking, and the moment you say something, the discussion or just ends there, and everybody just keeps quiet. It's like you are a full stop. So it means there's something they mind, and they don't want to continue with the discussion so that you don't have to comment again. So that's one of the indicators that what you have said is not acceptable. Anytime you get a discussion and the moment you contribute, it just ends, that is an indicator that what you have said is not acceptable. Another thing is, you may say something and you just look at the faces and people, it's like, okay, their faces change. So, and you can notice maybe they're angered or they don't like it. Some will argue back or the like. That's another indicator. Another indicator is, if you have good friends, they may come to you. Somebody might come back to you and tell you, by the way, I mind the way you said this and that. By the way, please don't be saying this and that. Another indicator is when your friends just keep melting away. Okay? So you had these friends, but it's like very few want to hang out with you. And even when they hang out with you, they don't want to talk much or something like that. That's an indicator. What is it that they don't mind about you? Mostly, what they may mind about you is your tongue, because other things you are able to tell, but what you say, Now, another indicator is yourself. There are times you say something, and when you think about it again, you feel like, okay, I don't think I like what I said. I wish I would have put it in a different way. I wish I could actually recant my words, which is impossible and the like. So, now that we have seen that the tongue can be a problem to conquer, but we need to look for a way out. So if you get these indicators, then you need to sit down and do something so that you can conquer your tongue. If you have realized that, and many of us know that we have problems here and there, and these problems with the tongue are not always there. So sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not. There are times you will flow with your colleagues, with your acquaintances and friends without much problems. Other times you throw a word and you also feel like, no, you don't like it. So it may not always be there. But most of us have instances once in a while where we feel that what we said, we really wish we had not said it, or we don't like it. So one of the ways we could overcome this is to keep a list. You need to assess yourself. When do you say things that do not add value? When do you say things that annoy? When do you say things that discourage? It's not every time, so it depends. There are times, maybe it's when you are relaxed with your friends that you're likely just to say anything, or it's when you are annoyed, or when you need to know exactly when you actually have a higher likelihood of being loose, like we could call it, having a loose tongue and saying things that you regret later. And then now, When you identify that, then you apply a concept of stop and think before you talk. You know, you want to open your mouth, but you remember, stop first. Reassess that statement before it comes out of you. So stop and think. And anytime you want to say something, in that kind of grouping that you have discovered that you keep saying things that are not acceptable, and then you stop, then you will realize your statement will come out differently. It may mean the same thing, but it will be replaced and the like. Okay, I'll give you an example here. A friend of mine liked and enjoyed conversations that had a lot of arguments, just a way of keeping himself busy. And this is because in my country, people are so busy, and so they have no time to just talk. So anytime now they are free, that time of relaxing, the few minutes they are relaxing, they want to talk and enjoy the discussion for the sake of just passing time and having fun. So if they are talking about this politician, this friend of mine would always take the negative. They would take the opposite of what others are saying, not because they were really against what the others were saying, but it was a way of keeping the fire burning of that discussion. But then with the time, he realized that the people were getting offended. When he was enjoying himself, people were getting offended. And so he decided to employ that stop and think. So anytime he feels like jumping into a conversation, which he may be really enjoying, he remembers that he has to stop and think. And usually his words come now differently. Sometimes he even stops and does not contribute, because you need to learn the people that you are discussing with. Do they appreciate what you are saying, or are you just saying and talking to yourself? Because if they are not enjoying your words, then you are annoying them. Then you either change your words or change the group so that you can have fun and the like. So employ or apply the stop and think before you say something. Another thing is, sometimes, much as we try to stop and think, we still end up sometimes saying things that we don't like. Learn to go back and apologize if it's something that you can. By apologizing, it will also stick in your mind that, the other time I even had to apologize. Apologies are not really welcome in our mind, and that will just remind you anytime you want to say something, you will recall that I might have to apologize, and you find that you'll be slow to speak words carelessly. You'll be more careful and the like. So you are the best judge. You're the only one who can work on that, on your tongue, and you are the only one who can purpose. So it requires purposing, analyzing and assessing how what you say is taken by your friends, and then apply, stop and think, and sometimes do not even comment unless you are sure and the like. Another aspect that we need to conquer if we want to be a hero is our mind. What is it that goes through your mind when you are seated, when you are idle? What kind of castle do you create in your mind? What is that you are thinking about? And this is major. Actually, even the Bible talks about what one should think about. And they list them out and says, if something is true, if something is praiseworthy, something that you can talk about. Oh, now I was thinking about this. Something that is quite good and beautiful, praiseworthy. You can even talk about it. You can tell people what is in your mind. But is that what really happens in our mind? No. Our mind doesn't always follow that. It doesn't always think about the true things. It does not always think about the good things and things that are beautiful and praiseworthy. No. It will think about many things that if anybody were to open your mind, you would get scared. Oh no, I wouldn't want anybody to know what is going on in my mind. And so now your mind, you have to learn to control it. You have to learn to control your mind. There are several things you could do to control your mind. These things that you can do to control your mind include trying to recite a mantra. What I mean by a mantra is because the religious people would give their followers a mantra. A mantra is like a holy word that they were supposed to recite as a way of controlling their mind. So you have to have your own mantra. It doesn't have to be any religious or the like, but have something that when your mind starts wandering away, you can bring it and think about this mantra, this whatever thing that you have that is beautiful and the like, that helps your mind not to actually go on roaming to the wrong boundary, beyond the boundaries. It is you who sets your own boundaries, but remember, it is always good to think about something that is beautiful, something that is worthy, and all that, because what you feel in the mind so much is what might be reflected in the physical and the like. I've authored a book called Self-Efficacy. It has a lot of that. You can buy a copy, get yourself a copy, and you'll be able to see the many different ways of controlling your mind. The many different ways of controlling your. Now, another thing that a young person needs to control is his appetite. At that age of adolescence or the young people, they have very good appetite because their body requires food and they are utilizing a lot of energy to grow and to develop. And for that reason, they have nice, good appetite. But you must learn to control your appetite, especially in public. Always remind yourself that, yes, I would want to eat all what I can see here, but I still can eat it at my own place, or I can do it privately. What do I mean? If there is a function, the food is usually planned for with the number in mind. Or at the workplace, the food is brought with the number in mind. And most often than not, at the workplace, especially at the workplaces, delicacies like meat, for those who eat meat, they are never enough for everybody to have their fill. So they have to share. Actually, some places, they even count the pieces to ensure that everybody gets this delicacy. But you can find a young person going and serving before the others and put so much meat in his plate that others miss. Surely. Do you know that even by evening, your stomach will still require more food? You made other people miss food, and by evening, you are as hungry as they are. So what am I saying? Learn to control your appetite. If you let it loose, it can lead you to the wrong thing, and you can have conflict with the others. So my listener and viewer, please learn to control your appetite and know that even if you overeat, you'll still get hungry, and therefore have decorum and have some respect for yourself, and consider others also important, and do not overdo it. Now, another aspect that one needs to control are addictions. When I talk about addictions, I'm sure people might only think of drugs. Addictions are not limited to drugs. There are many addictions that different people have. Some have sexual addictions. Others have drug addictions. Others have some other form of addictions. They will not sleep until they have even visited their friends. It's like an addiction. You must go to this friend of yours. And you never even take time to look at the body language of this friend that you visit every day to see whether you are actually welcome. You just addicted that you must go watch TV in this friend's place. You're just addicted. You must do ABCD. Every type of addiction, not limited to sex and drug addiction, you need to reassess it. Especially, is it overstepping on other people's rights? For example, suppose you have this addiction of visiting your friend after work. And so every time you go watch news together, take supper there, and then discuss the latest and leave that place after 9. That means now your friend can never retire to bed before 9. And it is like an addiction. There is no one night that you don't go there. Do you ever ask yourself, does my friend really get to enjoy this? Or is he just being courteous? Because you know there are so many people, they mind what you do, but surely they don't have words to tell you that, my friend, stop it. Go eat in your house. My friend, go watch your TV. My friend, my screen is no better than yours. My friend, I need to retire sometimes at 8 in the evening. You know, that kind of thing. They are not able to tell you. So please, whatever addiction you have, try to overcome it. If it is drugs, if it is sex, if it is other type of addictions. And for that, I am saying this. How can you consider yourself a hero if you have not been able to overcome these addictions? If you have not been able to overcome these aspects concerning yourself. So, learn to overcome the. Another one is conquer your cravings. You know, we crave for things. There are some people, anytime they get their salary, the first place they go to is, for the young girls especially, they'll go for pizza. Somebody says, no, today is a pizza day. Actually, it's buy one, get another one free. No problem. But every Friday, every week, every Tuesday, every other day, whichever day, is that special day for these pizza people. Why do they have this? So that they can attract you as a customer and make you want to come back every now and then. And then now, this person will go eat a lot of pizza, and at the end of the day, you ask them, were you able to do ABCD that you are supposed to do with your money? And, oh no, I don't even know. It's like, I don't know where my money went. I actually don't know, and I don't. But you check along all that, and you realize actually most of the, or the big chunk of the money went into pizza. Because when you're going for pizza, you take along your friend, and they're like, you know, just a craving for pizza. What other craving do you have? People have different cravings. And these cravings, you need to conquer them. If you are a hero, you need to be able to say no to your cravings. They might look small, but they have their implications. So as a hero, you should be able to conquer your cravings. And cravings can come in terms of food, in terms of music. So like you have a roommate and you just crave for this music, but your roommate doesn't like it. So, but now you are not able to do without it, because you see, that is you. Now, and you like it so loud, you don't even want to use your, what do you call it? You don't want to lower the volume so that your friend can have peace. And it's like you are forcing it on him or her, you know. So it's loud music that your friend is not enjoying, but because you feel like you can't do without it, so you become a problem and affect the relationship with your friend and the like. So you are not a hero unless you can be able to conquer that. Some other people crave for things they know they shouldn't eat. For example, maybe you have issues with obesity, and so there's this kind of food that your doctor or like has advised you against and the like. But the cravings, cakes, you know, those kind of sugary things, a lot of sugar, and oily foods like the fries and the like, just crave for them and you are not able to say no to it. Is it possible for you to say no? Is it possible for you to conquer your cravings? And I'm not saying you stop ever eating these foods or stop doing these things, but they will no longer be, you can manage them. What I mean is, suppose you love pizza and you cannot imagine going to bed, yani umepitia pahali ya kuna pizza from job na hujanunua. Suppose now you decide, I will be eating once in 2 weeks, you'll still eat, but at least you are trying to fight your cravings. And by the way, cravings can only be dealt with by the person who feels them. You're the only one who can identify what you crave for and what you never seem to have enough for and what you seem like you can't do without. You are the only one who can identify, and then please deal with it, because it is possible to deal with it. Another thing is, how can you be a hero if you cannot conquer your temper? We all, at least by the time you are an adolescent, a young person, you've already learned your personality. This kind of a person, I have a short temper. This kind of a person, it takes long to annoy me. This kind of a person with this kind of a temper and that. Please, if you have short temper, it's not possible to stop developing the temper. But what do you do when you get angry? Yes, somebody does something and you are just so mad. Now what follows is actually what makes it bad. Because if you just got annoyed and held yourself and kept quiet and walked away, then you are not likely to do any damage. But some people have short temper and their hearts fly with their short temper. So, very short temper, and before they know it, they have hit somebody. Before they know it, they have said somebody. They have abused somebody. Before they know it, they have made a bad decision. And sometimes, did you know that some people get hot temper without any cause? What do I mean by without any cause? Somebody may not have heard your sentence properly, but he misunderstands your statement, gets angry, and acts. So by the time you even sit down to say, no, I meant this and that he's already done or damage. The damage has already been done. So it's good to check on your temper. Check on it. If you know you have a quick temper, a short temper, learn to deal with it. Learn to stop. The same way we talked of the tongue, learn to stop and think. Anytime you feel you are angry, like, remind yourself, I need to stop. So the next reaction is stop. Stop whatever. If it's your hands, if it is your mouth, if it is your everything, learn to stop and think. Stop and think. And as you stop, if the temper is that bad, learn to stop and walk away, have a walk. Learn to stop and have a walk. You just walk away from the scenario, away from the person, away from whatever. Just walk a few steps, breathe in and out for some time until you feel you have cooled down. And then now come and address the issue. If you think somebody has abused you, for example, and you feel so annoyed, stop, walk. As you walk away from this person, maybe they are hurling more insults to you and the like. So you walk away to a distance where it's far, you are no longer hearing and the like, and then now breathe in and see and start thinking, how did it start? What happened? What brought all this and the like? And you will be able to think a better solution for whatever the scenario. Please learn your own temper. Learn your own temper. Don't just be giving excuse. Oh no, I hate my love because I am short-tempered. I don't know what happened. Get to know what is happening. You're the only one who can know what is happening and then act and conquer. There are many things you can conquer, But I want to look at the number 7 as my last one for today. And these are your feelings. When I talk about feelings, you know the right feelings and the wrong feelings, although they belong to you. Let me give you an example. There are some people who who are generally jealous. They just are full of jealousy. When they see somebody with a good shoe, they start saying that they feel. They feel like a form of bitter, and they know it. They know. So, please, that's one feeling you need to conquer. Some other people feel bad when others are happy. Instead of feeling positive and happy, they feel like, no, why not me? They have this idea of feeling, why not me? You go for an interview with a friend. Okay, all right, you are looking for a job, but your friend got the job, and you can't be happy with her. You're just asking yourself, why not me? Why not me? And everything like that. Then some people, they have this kind of, remember our first video, and if you have not watched, you can watch it, where we talked about rejection as an illusion. Some people have a feeling of rejection. It's not like they are rejected, but they always feel they are not loved, they are not liked, they are not. So anything done, they always feel, no, nobody loves me. They have that feeling, and people don't like me. People don't want to relate with me. People don't want, okay, somebody like, I'm your friend, and today I do not come calling, or I don't call you the whole of the week, have been busy. And instead of thinking about what might have happened, you start feeling, no, Dr. Sabina does not love me. Dr. Sabina does not care about me, and the like. Even before you inquire to know the circumstances surrounding my not calling you, and the like. So, whatever bad feelings that you have, because I said again, we know them, and we know what we feel, and we know when we don't feel good and when we feel good. So if your feelings, when you assess them, they are not good, work on them one by one. Now, how do you work about feeling jealous about something? I'm full of jealousy. How do I work on that? Learn to talk to yourself. This is where you put words into your mind where the feelings are coming from. Okay, so Jane and I have gone for an interview, and Jane has gotten it, and I'm feeling bad. I saw her with good shoes. I'm feeling bad. I'm full of jealousy and the like. So I should start telling myself, I am happy. I know I am not happy, but you start talking. There's power in what you say. So you start saying, I am happy for Jane. I am happy that Jane has good shoes. I am happy that Jane got the job, because it is not good for us to have lost or missed it out, both of us. I am happy that she has the job. I am happy that, you start saying I am happy and add all that. And funny enough, I have always told you over and over in my videos that what you tell your mind enters and has an effect and has a change and the like. And talk positively and the like, and look for results. I am happy that I do not have a good shoe like Jane's, because by Jane having hers, I can request to know where she bought, so that the day I want such a shoe, she can direct me. You see, now you start appreciating, oh, it is good Jane has a good shoes. Because even me, if I need a good pair like that, I know where to start. I know who can take me. Look for good things about your friend having what you don't have. I am happy John has a car, because, I am learning the new models that are there. And then again, I'll also learn more about the car and how to manage cars before I own mine. At least I'll have known the consumption, so that when I go buying mine, I will have known which make is better, it is less consuming, and all that. I will also know the price, so that I can start saving and all that. So instead of seeing it negative that Nani has and you don't have, you start looking for that which is positive, that so and so has and you don't have, but it is positive for you in this aspect. You're learning and the like. You just need to think, look, search, research, and all that. Work on your feeling. And by the way, do you know you can conquer it? There are many that have conquered and the like, and it is possible. If you are a Christian, there is power in the religion, that Christianity, that religion. So work with the help of your religion. A Christian, there is power. So you work on your feelings as you seek the supernatural support, and you will be able to overcome them. Do not pretend that you don't have bad feelings, because it's not by choice they come. So be fair to yourself, and when you try and fail once in a while, do not be hard on yourself, but when you fall, start up and continue. Don't ever give up, because there is hope. And with that, my viewer, I come to the end of my teaching today, because I would say it's more of a lecture and the like. And I pray and hope that you have been helped to overcome some of the things that have been difficult, that actually now you are a hero, that you are a hero. Thank you so much.